Hey everybody, we are back after Labor Day and festivals and all sorts of stuff.
We're sorry. He was at Venice, I was at Toronto. We're back, we're catching up with The Strain.
Yes.
Two episodes of The Strain.
Yes, 209 and 210. 209 Battle of Red Hook.
Which, by the way, I just want to say right now, I got way too excited for the Battle of Red Hook because that is also the name of one of the best dance battles in Step Up 3D.
Uh-huh.
That's the one where they fight the Road Warriors. In Red Hook, and they dance them.
Yeah.
They do the fingering.
Okay, can we not talk about Step Up for once? You drag it into everything.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yes, we know.
All right.
We know.
I'm not kidding if you're the first time you're hearing this.
Okay.
Anyway, so
we have a credit sequence now.
Yeah, what the hell? When did that
middle
happen?
of season 2. Like,
Right, and it's not that good.
It's okay, but it seems like the kind of thing like at the beginning of a season you would unleash that.
My first thought when I saw that, so I was like, wait a minute, this is going on a while. Oh, it's a credit sequence. Did this episode run short? Like, that was my thing, because that's the thing with The Strain. The Strain seems to be as long as they want it to be.
Sure, yeah.
And usually it's about 5-10 minutes over. And then I was like, oh, okay, so I checked my DVR. Nope, still 5-10 minutes over. Why is this important now? Did someone win a contest? Like, come up with a credit sequence for The Strain.
Well, look, I know I missed all of the deadlines, but it's finally done. Anyway, one thing we know for sure is that the blind children, we call them sniffers.
They're sniffers, damn it.
We know they're not called that, but we like calling them that.
Yeah.
They look cooler in the dark. Frankly.
They do. They're like one of the first scenes in that episode is the mom and the sniffer's just sort of cuddling Kelly, and the sniffer's just sort of cuddling her, going, "It's okay. I know, I miss Zach too." And it's this totally ridiculous moment.
Well, again, I think had it been semi-obscure, it might have played a little better. But yeah, if you don't,
I wrote down cute sniffer love time
in full daylight. Not so great.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this is for the most part, this is a straight up Siege episode. That's pretty much it. Our vampires are coming into Red Hook, and they're gonna fuck some shit up.
They've killed the electricity.
Yep, they've taken advantage of mankind's capitalistic nature once again. Which, by the way, just don't take money from the Nazis. Like that's really all. And now I realize that, like, at the time, 70 years ago, maybe that, like, no, never.
Look, the guy wasn't, like, I thought he was wearing an armband, You don't want to assume that all, distinguished German gentlemen who show up with a satchel of money are also members of the Third Reich.
I'm willing to respect this. But seriously, though, this episode is basically just vampires attack, they have to get the power back on, and that's it. And as neat as that is, and I appreciate the need to kind of have a crescendo, doesn't really take us anywhere, and I ended up feeling really let down by this episode.
I think there were some interesting notes to be played.
Okay.
As I was saying before, this is the episode where Samantha Mathis becomes Winston Churchill.
With a terrible speech, though, which is like, hey, New Yorkers, we did it. And it's like, yeah, you're Winston Churchill now.
Okay,
hang on.
It wasn't quite St. Crispin's Day, but it was, it was stirring. I was a little, I thought the whole notion of, like, the guy telling her that she'd lost her balls, it's like, really? Do we have to, like, can we not talk about her cast iron ovaries? Do we have to, like, make this about a dude thing all the time?
He doesn't have the framings of rap. If he had said, you lost your ovaries, would it have had the same dramatic punch?
I don't know. Maybe not.
I'm not defending it. I'm just asking the question.
Make it about the gender organs at all. Find something.
Okay, we need to completely rewrite the vernacular, starting with The Strain.
God damn it. Okay.
Fine.
I really liked Satrakian's line about when he's sensing that Ephraim is sort of getting more and more sort of violent. He says, a word of warning from someone who has lived among monsters, because Ephraim is clearly gazing into the abyss. Like he's pushing it to.
Well, and in episode 210, the assassin. Guess who the assassin is?
Yeah, but
which he said he would do. It's not even.
Exactly.
It wouldn't even be a spoiler if we weren't doing 2 episodes.
Right.
Yeah. So Ephraim. I've been enjoying seeing Ephraim go from, like, a good-hearted pragmatist to a hard-hearted pragmatist. Where it's just like, I'm gonna fight them all with my super magic disease thingy. Well, I'm gonna fight them by killing the master. Well, that's just stubborn.
He's been a flawed character from the beginning, and I'm not saying that as a criticism. I mean, like that's the point. Like he's he drinks, and he was not a very good husband or father.
I love how excited he is to drink at all times. When they're like, and he's got like the gun in like episode 210, and she's like, "Oh, did you want some?" Yes,
yes, I did.
Life-giving booze. He just gives it back to her. I'm good.
So yeah, I mean, 209 was. You're right. It's mostly just it's an action set piece, but it's a pretty good.
It's perfectly good. But in the end, I'm actually glad we're doing 2 episodes at a time because I honestly would have been kind of struggling to come up with 10 minutes of conversation about it just because it's fine. I feel like if it had hit harder, if there had been like some really badass action stuff, because I feel like what ultimately the siege boiled down to was a bunch of action sequences we see all the time, but at once. Sure. And it really didn't feel that special. Whereas
I did like when the UV lights came back on and they were like,
they're like, no, that's exactly what we didn't want to happen. But like if you look at 210, there's one of my favorite, what I love about the strain is that every once in a while, they'll do something I haven't seen before. Or they'll do it in a way this particular way I haven't seen before. Dumb. And there's the bit where Ephraim is in the jail cell and all of the Strigoi are like shooting their tongues at him, and it's just far enough. It's just like that one bit in Alien 3, but like en masse. And there was something just super creepy about it, actually, and it totally got me.
It was like playing dodgeball.
Sure.
And I just
dodgeball with tongues.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just because at first I couldn't tell
a new
it was
fantasy. Hang on, I'm writing that down.
I thought it was just ducking them, and then I realized, no, that they can't reach.
Dodgeball with tongues.
One thing over these 2 episodes that's kind of interesting is Dutch and her girlfriend.
So that does interest you?
Kind of. I mean, I for a long time I was thinking, I don't care, let's get on with it. But the idea that the girlfriend isn't just a sashway, that she's actually...
She's not just an obstacle for Vasily.
Yeah. And that Dutch genuinely cares about both of them, and that they're willing to even sort of voice in a show that is otherwise basically kind of a straightforward genre piece, the notion of like, why can't I have... this polyamorous relationship is basically what she's asking.
Yeah, fair enough. The thingy, brain fart. Damn it. You know what I want? I want an iPad cover that looks like the Lumen. That would be awesome. Wouldn't you buy that? I'd buy that.
That's not bad. Yeah.
That would be tight. This is what I was going to say. Well, what's going on with the Indian restaurant? It's been 2 episodes.
We'll get back to them eventually.
Are they gonna run out of naan? I don't.
Look, the dude is in the opening credits, so we know.
Right, and he was in the opening credits, so I thought we'd find out what was going on with the Indian restaurant. No.
So now in 210, Samantha Mathis, I like that she's charging the 1%.
She is taxing the 1%, and they're just like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't think we had to contribute in order to receive assistance from the government. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's literally how the country operates.
Yes. You pay into the system.
Yeah.
And then you take
out. It's a socialized democracy, and it literally always has been.
Yeah.
Unless you want to pay the trash guy yourself.
Yeah.
Or if someone murders your wife, you want to pay the police out of your own pocket. Yeah. Knock yourself out. No. Yeah. So but there's something just like I like it when it gets sort of playfully socially subversive. Someone is writing an angry comment right now.
Too bad.
Who are you people? If you don't like it, you can get it out. Good times.
And then, and of course, the greatest horror that we've encountered yet on this show is EDM.
I think I have that song, actually. That was the thing.
Oh, no, they've walked into We Are Your Friends.
Well, I like this whole Terminator thing where they're just looking up every guy with that name in the phone book.
Yeah.
And, like, one of them happens to be into EDM. Another one is just some guy, and another one has the book.
Yes.
Neat. Thanks.
Well,
that was good. It was fine. It was just sort of like, it felt like it was just sort of like, well, we have to make it a little harder for him to get the thingy. Let's pad it out one more episode. Look,
I believe that in New York City, there's going to be multiple people with one name.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know.
And it did give it the opportunity for her to have the line, "I'm not getting a book collection vibe from here."
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just every once in a while, this show just seems like it's kind of spinning its wheels a bit. What about the Indian restaurant? Case in point,
Fair enough. Now, okay, so yes, we have the assassination. Assassination goes wrong.
The assassination of Coco.
Coco!
Not Coco.
Not Coco.
Not where I thought they'd go with Coco. I did not get an innocent bystander vibe off of her. I thought she was going to have a more sinister agenda.
Yeah, no. I think that as it turns out, she's now getting sort of sucked into this sort of morass of evil, and now she's part of the Master's army, whether she wants to be or not.
I love that this is like if the Master wants to do business with me, he'll have to save Coco. Oh yeah, sure, yeah, no, we're trying to like change the world in a way that's never been done before. But
and you can bang your secretary.
We can stop to make sure you can keep banging your secretary. Yeah, knock yourself out. I'm just saying I wouldn't count on it.
Yes, but then the Master's a little perspective, you know.
Yeah, the Master goes for it. Master's not a complete dick, and that's kind of nice. I don't think anyone's an all the way dick.
The Master understands, you know, that sometimes when it comes to keeping employees happy, that then leads to greater productivity. You know,
keeping employees happy.
I think he knows his human resources.
I think, you know, we joked about the whole 1% thing here. I think that is the best message the strain could possibly teach anyone. Is that, you know, a little positive reinforcement really keeps the employees
Bend
going.
a little.
Yeah.
You know.
I know.
You have to give in order to get.
I feel like we're forgetting something. What's going on?
Dutch winds up in Nazi custody.
Oh,
that's creepy.
I worry for Dutch.
Well, that's a hell of a cliffhanger.
I like her very much, and I want no harm to befall her.
Yes.
So, you know, let's do that.
Now, what's the deal with Ginger Cop? Like, is he in
Ginger Cop?
Yeah, the one who arrests them. And
that sounds like a show I'd watch.
So totally, or a video I'd rent. Anyway, what is he in cahoots, or does he not know what's going on? Because he seems gobsmacked when the Strigoi show up. Is this the first time
we've seen Ginger Cop?
I think.
I don't remember making a big deal of it. I feel like he's someone who probably we should have seen a little bit to like get a sense of how corrupt is he? Is he just like, the mayor said to do this thing?
Is he a foot soldier of Eldritch Palmer's? Like, I don't really know. Is he going to be
in the credit sequence you trot out once next season? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how big a deal he is.
Right.
So he might just be there to be like, and I know where the bad guy lives, even though literally no one else does.
Yeah. So yeah, all right,
good old The Strain. Didn't you miss us?
There's always something going on.
You know, someone tweeted me that they thought The Assassin was, if not the best, then one of the best episodes of the show, and certainly it was a good one. Yeah. I had fun with it. It moved things along. Things changed, but I don't know. The Strain doesn't really feel like a best episode kind of show. It all just sort of, because it never stops. It never does like, and here's the episode where we do this for the most part. We had a Siege episode recently, but it's always just like, and it's just straight up, it's meant to be binged, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a character show. Like, this isn't one of those ones where they're going to stop and have an episode where it's just, you know, Ephraim and Satrakian in a room talking for an hour.
Although I would love that.
Sure.
They just get trapped in an elevator and hang out.
Exactly, yeah. Like that, they're not going to do that. This is about, like, this happens and action and this and, well, you know. But I'd say, you know, this season has been a lot better than the first season as far as, like, keep it moving, let's go, what do you got next, new thing.
Yeah.
And so,
it's very fun.
You know, they're doing that, and I can't complain.
Badass. And yet you didn't like The Maze Runner. I don't know.
You know what?
It's the same thing.
I'm way more invested in these characters and this version of the apocalypse than I am in the Maze Runner.
All right, fine. That's totally fine.
That's another story. Go watch that video too. Anyway, all right, we'll be back next week. Thank you.